Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Fearless. Got a quick little video for you guys, some updates on some new Resident Evil 4 Remake screenshots. Now, while these screenshots look very impressive, very smooth, and very next gen, they all look good in my opinion. There is one screenshot that's very interesting that we have to talk about in this video, guys. Stay tuned and watch this. This could be a make or break situation for Resident Evil 4 Remake. First screenshot we got here is the infamous first house you enter in the village that triggers Dr. Salvador to come haunt your ass, and this is also where you get the first shotgun. Now, I must say there's nothing really special to look at here, but I think this is just pure nostalgia. For OG RE4 players, their first time playing the game, they enter the village, they seek shelter to get, safety, and it just triggers a cutscene and you say, what the fuck is going on? Oh my god, this chainsaw guy is just coming at me now. Like, holy shit, it just ramped up the intensity levels of the first stage. But at the end of the day, it's just pure nostalgia. Son of a... Next screenshot we got here is somewhere in the castle at first glance. Oh, this is somewhere in the castle, I assume. But if you look closely, look at the chandeliers. This reminds me heavily of the area where the hanging statues are, and you jump chandelier to, unlock a door. But then that begs the question, if that is that room, where are the hanging statues? Right? Well, if you look closely in the background behind the chandelier, you can see a big hanging curtain. This hanging curtain and this upper stage is where Salazar first appears and makes himself a presence, right? So this is actually a different room, or is it? If you look closely, it has all the similarities of the hanging statue room, but it's really not at the same time. The reason I say that is you can actually see the hanging statue next to that main room, but it's before you enter the room. So that's a little different from the original, and it begs the question, are they mixing the two rooms together? Does that mean that they're cutting corners? Huh. We got some articles recently that stated that RE4 Remake was going to have no cut content. Now, I'm not saying that they're cutting corners, but it's very, very suspicious how they merged those two rooms into one. And if you don't believe that they're both the same rooms, let's take a closer look. If you look closely to the left here, you can see a ladder that drops down. This is only in the hanging statue room after you come back from a previous stage. You also see the chandeliers, which were not in the original room where Salazar comes out and makes himself a presence. And in the original room where Salazar comes out and makes himself a presence, there is not a second floor you can access. There's not even chandeliers, as I mentioned. But this all looks like a combination of both of those rooms. You also do see like these prison style doors or like just architecture around, and that's actually very similar to the statue room. And yeah, overall, this is a little strange because this kind of messes with the pacing of the original stages. For example, you first meet Salazar in this room, and then you go through the Garrador in the prison, and then you go through the main hall. The infamous, probably the most difficult room of RE4, the main hall room, as everybody likes to call it. And then you eventually get to the hanging statue room, but now they're merged together. So does that necessarily mean that the Garrador prison and the main hall are going to be cut? Or am I just overthinking all of this and it's just an example of them saying, hey, we're expanding the castle, so maybe this is just a whole new design to the castle, and it's just nothing of what I've just recently mentioned. There's so many ways to look at all these screenshots and wonder if maybe they're just expanding the rooms, if they're cutting content, maybe the statues are now a puzzle in different areas of the castle. But another way you can look at this, my friends, without being so negative and just saying, hey look, the giant curtain right there. They're cutting content, dude. Maybe they're just expanding Salazar's role in the story, so that requires more stages, more second floor platforms for Salazar to come out and give him more cutscenes and importance in the story. So yeah, that's just another way you can look at it. especially because Capcom has vastly expanded everybody's role in recent remakes. Even the small side characters that never really mattered to the story, they give them a huge expansion and an overall different impact of the overall story of the remake. So you can just imagine the overall impact and expansion a main character would have in the story than a small one. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's a possibility that they're adding more stages and areas for Salazar to come out and introduce himself and expand the story and the pacing of the story in the remake? Or are they just cutting corners and trying to save money? Let me know what you guys think. It's very interesting to note also that RE2 Remake, although it is a good game, it did not contain all the original areas of a 20-year-old RE2. You know, like there's much more areas and places to venture as Leon in a 20-year-old game running on like the PlayStation 1 or something than in 2019. You know, we have all this new technology and advancement in gaming, and we couldn't even keep the original areas of a 20-year-old game. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let me know what you guys think about all of that. Anyways, moving on, if you look closely on the left and the right side of this screenshot, you can see two guard knights standing there. It's very hard to see. I had to zoom in. But, you know, this is interesting because they were not there in the original. They were in a whole separate area of the castle. This also is possibly a tease that we're going to see the guard knights return. Are they going to attack us in this room? Are we going to hallucinate in this room? Who knows, right? But yeah, we also see a Las Plagas flag up here on the left side. And as I mentioned before, you know, we've got the second floor and the ladder. But yeah, other than that, there's not much else to see. And then we get the entrance to the castle. This isn't particularly new since we did see a little glimpse of this in the trailer. But yeah, this is overall the entrance to the castle. I tried to zoom in on this flag here and kind of make out this symbol and what it means, but I didn't really get anything. If you guys know what this symbol means, let me know down below. We also see crows up here standing above the castle, which is a small little tease that crows are back and you can shoot them to gain coins or healing items or whatever. But yeah guys, that's it for the video. We're literally 2 months away from the release of RE4 Remake. Subscribe and like this video to get more content from me. I will be posting tons of RE4 Remake content, facecam gameplay, Easter eggs, you name it, it's on here. So yeah guys, as always, stay awesome.